What's up everybody, this is Justin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why I left my job and understanding invisible risk. So by the end of this video, it's my hope that if you're considering leaving a job or maybe some other difficult decision that you're not really sure what to do, that this video will help you to hopefully make that decision. So let's get right into it. So about 1 month ago, after I was done working out, I went out on the top floor of my apartment complex and I was looking over everything and I recorded an Instagram video called Invisible Risk. And essentially what I said in this video is that I feel like we're all so scared of leaving our comfort zone and putting ourselves out there. What if we fail? What if people make fun of us? What if, we have to face the fact that we're not as good as we thought we were? And so it's very comforting to just kind of stay in this idea of where we are. But what I said in the video of what invisible risk is that I feel like we don't understand the risk to actually staying where we are. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that we are somewhere that we don't want to be, or that it's on a trajectory that we know it's not going exactly where we want to go. Then not only is it risky to stay there, but it's actually beyond that. It's guaranteed that we're gonna fail, that we're not gonna end up where we wanna go. So it's actually more than risky. So just understanding, if I'm not where I wanna be and I'm not going where I wanna go, it's not actually the safe way. It's actually sometimes far more risky than taking that action. And so that's kind of some of what I said in the video. So I get back down to my apartment and I started thinking. So human behavior, things about us as human beings, we don't like to conflict with ourselves. So if we say something, we want to feel that we're the type of person that's consistent with what we say. So I started thinking, okay, so I just told everybody about this invisible risk and that they really need to consider taking an action and getting out of the comfort zone that they're in, but was I gonna follow my own advice? So within about 10 to 15 minutes to maybe 1 hour of thinking about these things, I decided, okay, well, I have to leave my job because it's more risky for me to stay where I am on this trajectory than it is to go for what I really want to do. And guys, this was a great job. I loved my job. I loved my managers. I loved my coworkers, my customers. The money was great. So this was actually a very risky thing to do. And I really don't consider myself a risk taker, believe it or not. But I really felt like it was more risky to stay where I was, even though it was great in a lot of ways, than to go out and pursue what I really wanted, because at least this would give me a chance to really have the exact life that I want, and this would guarantee that I wouldn't. So hopefully that makes sense. So I think that's one of the reasons why we're very afraid to do something, is that idea of invisible risk, that for whatever reason, we don't perceive the risk of staying where we are, and sometimes it's very big. So another thing that might help you to make your decision, that helped me to make mine, is the consideration of how we weigh time. So what do I mean by that? I think, let's say that I'm 40. I'm not really, this is just an example. So let's say I'm 40 years old. Let's say the average lifespan is 80. I'm not sure what it is, but let's just say that it's 80. So let's say that I calculate that I have 40 years left. So I'm gonna kind of stay in this job for a while and stay with these people for a while and stay in this relationship for a while and stay in this body type for a while or this lifestyle for a while. And when it's a little more comfortable and I feel like it, then I'll go for it. And I've got time. But that's very dangerous for a couple reasons. I mean, the biggest reason I think is that we're assuming that we have till this time. What if we have 1 year? What if we have 1 month? What if we have 1 week or even 1 day? Guys, we don't know. So we're making these calculations thinking we have all the time in the world and we're just gonna make our life how we want it to look later. But we might not get later. So I think that understanding time and invisible risk together, I think it can really help us to understand if we should take a certain action or not. So for example, let's say that we're in this job and it's great, but it's not taking us where we want to go. Let's say that we knew we were gonna die in a year. Would we really do everything the same, or what would we change? And so I find that when I ask myself this question, and maybe for you, if you ask yourself this question as well, we start to think, oh, maybe it is a little bit risky to stay where I am. Maybe it is a little bit risky. Maybe I would change the way I do things a little bit if I knew that I had a lot less time than I thought. So guys, I hope that these things help. I think the final thing that maybe some people are thinking right now, which is a very normal thing to think, is, okay, Justin, well, that's great, but what if I'm afraid? And I think everybody's afraid, guys. I can tell you in this 1 month since I've left my job, I've been afraid every single day, many times a day. I have these voices in my head telling me, who are you to think that you can do this? Who is gonna listen to you? Why do you think that you have the credentials to make this happen? And that's very normal, guys. But I think you just have to hear that fear and kind of understand two things. One, you're always gonna be afraid. and 2, taking it back to, okay, well, what is the risk if I stay here? And remembering time. What is the risk if I stay here and I've only got a year to live? So keep bringing it back to time, keep bringing it back to that living with a sense of urgency, living with, what if this is it? What if this is all I have? Because it might be. And I think that will really push you to make the decisions that you really want to be making. So invisible risk, what's the danger of where we're at versus taking that risk? Sometimes it might be better to stay, but sometimes not. Understanding time, maybe we don't have as much time as we have, so how does that affect our decisions? And then understanding fear, that we are always going to be afraid. We're not ever going to feel ready. And I'll talk a lot more about fear in these other videos, but we're always going to feel this way. That fear is normal. Don't feel like, oh, I'm feeling this fear, that obviously means that I can't do it. Guys, we all feel it. It's very, very normal whenever you're making a decision that is outside your comfort zone. So don't hear that fear and think, oh my gosh, like I'm screwed, I can't do this. Just think of it as, okay, I hear this fear. Justin told me he hears it all the time too. Everybody hears it all the time, but it's more risky for me to stay where I am, maybe, than to go for it. So guys, I hope that this video helps. This was kind of my thought process of how I was able to leave my job, why I was able to do it. Obviously, there's a ton of factors to consider. I just wanted to give you this idea of invisible risk, so maybe it can help you in some of the decisions you're making. So in these next coming videos, I'm going to talk about what I believe, why I started this company, what it's going to be about, what the product is itself, how you can get involved. And you can expect these videos very, very soon, the next couple days. But I just wanted to start off with this one, just so you guys can kind of know how that happened in my head, and so you guys can kind of have that in your tool belt for whatever decisions you're making. So guys, if you like this video, please subscribe, please like, please comment, please engage with me on the platforms. It will really help me to know how to add the most value to you. If it's a video that you guys liked, that you didn't like, if you'd like to see me do something differently. And guys, I'm on this journey with you as well. So I'm not saying that I'm the ultimate authority and that you shouldn't listen to others. This is just my journey and things that I have found have been able to help me, and I'm hoping that it can be helpful for you guys too. So by liking, by subscribing, it can just help me to interact with you guys and for all of us to hopefully grow as much as possible together. So I'm gonna cut it here. Lots and lots of love. Thank you so much for being with me in this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.